Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Is there anybody out there? Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank, huh? It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's where we can kick it. Everything is going down. They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo.
What it do? What it do? What it do? What's up with you there?
Good morning, sugar.
Need for that to happen. You always the first day of the month is always something.
Right. Cash them checks and come on.
It's the first of the month. So cash those checks and come on. How you doing there?
Morning?
Oh man, I cannot complain. You know, Thursdays is it's one of my favorite days for years. It's always been the start of my weekends.
Oh, how blessed is that?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I used to be working and they'd be like, this one company I was working, this is why I started loving Thursdays. We used to have to work, you would work 11 hours. And then every other Friday you had it off, which fell on payday. So Thursday was I would party so much Thursday night, knowing I'm gonna sleep all day Friday and be back at it again. You ever had it where you say, okay, you party? I've been where I party Thursday night, so I go to work Friday and I'm like, well, as soon as I get home, I'm going to sleep. I'm gonna sleep for a little bit. As soon as I get off that job, I was like, yeah, let's keep it going.
I do that all the time.
You know, I wanted to say it was such an honor to see your dad on last week.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you know, I'm a big supporter of fathers, especially Black fathers. You know, Black fathers seem to don't get the I would say the credit. You know, our society tends to try to paint us that we ain't around.
Right.
And, you know, they always make up sayings, mama's babies, daddy's maybes, and all this stuff. You know, and when I see the Black men, because I know that us fathers hear society and all of that. You know, we have more Black men and Latinos in prison, but especially Blacks than in all of slavery. You know, and then they like, oh well, my dad was headed off to the store. He never came back. You know, because he's in jail.
I mean, that's true, but let's be for real. It's a lot of them that just don't do their part, and that's where all these stereotypes come from because
Yes.
of what has been over history. But that don't mean it's all Black men, because there's a lot of them who want to be in their child's life, but the mother makes it almost impossible for them.
Well, you know, and that's a subject you getting on, because sometimes there are some mothers that be like, if they don't get it their way, they're using their child as a bargaining chip.
And I don't like that.
You know, and I've seen guys now. What I'm saying is that they purport it out like there's more Black men that's irresponsible.
Absolutely.
Than the ones that, you know what I'm saying, like every time you look on news, we see a lot of crime coming from the Blacks.
Right.
Right. When we make only 13.5% of this population, which when we did a breakdown, it was only 1.5 to 2.5% of that 13.5 that they consider to be criminals. But they reflect that to make it seem, when you constantly pushing out, it makes it seem like it's more than what the average scale. That's saying that on a scale of 1 to 10 out of 10, like, man, that's only the most is going to be 1.8 to 2% that actually does that.
Right.
You know, and but let me get into this intro. Have everybody welcome to the Roy Anthony Show. I am Roy Anthony, along with one of my prestigious co-stars, Cynthia Joy Towner, along with Big Hank will be coming in. Um, um, I was so happy to hear that he's out the hospital, and I was somebody, Miss Willette, she'll be coming in, and I think Miss Robinson, who's a returning visitor, is talking about coming back in. And we've been touching a lot of people, and the Woe Entertainment, which is the platform we fall under, is that it was created to bring awareness to our veterans. That's what the Woe Entertainment. And so when the Roy Anthony Show started, this is our, I think next week is the end of our 4th season. We always each season has been 16 weeks, and so this is where we're going into our the 15th week. And I haven't been really paying attention, but then I started looking at it and be like, okay, I think this is next to the last of our 16 weeks. What's up with you, bro?
What's up, Hank, baby?
Hey,
How
hey.
you doing, honey?
What's going on, Joy? What's up, Roy?
Man, you got it, man. I was just mentioning, I was doing the credits, and usually you don't be in at this time, but I know he was missing. Man, everybody. First, I want to just say, with our co-stars coming in, I just said Big Hank coming in, was praying Miss Willette be coming in, Miss Robinson, Ramonda Robinson has been making guest appearances. The Woe Entertainment, which was created by Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp, along with the co-creator Goose, along with our associate producers Blue Phoenix, Athens, our sponsor Matthew Brooks, our good neighbors, the BB Nation, that's back with veterans in Oregon, the VRS, Veteran Radio Syndicates, to all of the Woe Entertainments, family, friends, and associates and stuff, man. And even those who don't like us, what's up with you? Man, let me tell you something. You ain't watched Tuesday show, have you?
No.
Man, we all said a prayer for you. Then Richie King came in and said a Native American spiritual prayer. We all felt it too, man. He was
right.
so real on it, man.
Yes,
I saw him in that clip. I didn't know you was back in or not, because we want Big Hank to just take his time. Sometimes we can look past our own health because he's so much of a help for others. I'm not blowing smoke up no one's butt. Big Hank be helping everybody. I have never seen when he has the time to sit down and have a dinner.
Hey, first, I want to thank y'all for y'all prayers, man. I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. They really, really work. I'm gonna give a quick praise report, man, because I gotta give a testimony about what happened. Okay. Sunday I had 2 episodes where my left arm went numb. I couldn't get no air. I couldn't breathe. And the ambulance came out and assisted me. And so I had a checkup with my doctor. My wife had called the doctor and she said, bring your husband in tomorrow. We'll see him. So she brought me in to my personal provider, my own doctor. So they hooked me up. They hooked me up to the EKG. That is right. EKG or EGK? EKG, right? EKG machine. And so my doctor came back in and said, listen, we got to send you over to our specialist right now because your heart on the monitor, your heart's supposed to do like this and then do like that and then do like this, right? And she said, your heart on one of them did like that. She did the floppy ear shit, and that's not supposed to be on your monitor. So she said, we're going to send you across the street to our specialist and they're going to take care of you. When you go over there, you tell them that you had angina pectoris or something like that. I said, what? She just said, just say angina. They're going to know what you're talking about. Just tell them you got angina. You're going to know what they're talking about. So we went over there and we said angina and the motherfucker started moving. Got me upstairs. And so some doctors came in the room and said, "Look, man, we're gonna hook you up. We seen what your doctor said, and we just got to go in there and find out what's going on. So we're gonna run our own EKG, and then we'll give you some more information." So they ran their EKG, right? Now, now I forgot to tell you that my doctor, when she ran EKG and she told me the floppy ears, she had brought her supervisor in, and her supervisor is the one that told us to go tell them about the angina. And so that was two doctors that seen my heart doing that, right?
Yeah.
So they sent me to the specialist, and they hooked me up to their EKG machine. And then they came back in the room and they said, "Look, man, we're gonna do this procedure on you tomorrow, because when we looked at the EKG, it's your middle artery. That's the main artery. That's the middle one, and it looked like it's clogged up, and it looked like we're gonna have to go in there with the machine and put a stent in there. And if we can't put the stent in there with the machine, we're gonna have to cut you wide open and then go in there." I said, "What?" You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like this, like what? Yeah. And so they said, "We're gonna do this tomorrow." And I don't know if y'all know anything about being scared, but nigga, I cried that night in the bed by myself in the doctor's office. I cried in my hospital room, man. I cried like a baby, and I cried out to God. And then God told me this. This is what God said. God said, if it was meant to kill you, it would have killed you. This is what God told me.
Yeah.
You'd be dead. All right, you'd be dead. Okay, so it ain't meant to kill you, and he can't mess with you, but he can't kill you because I got you. Yeah. And I said, well, what about the artery and the things? Don't worry about none of that. This what God told me that night.
Yeah.
So the next morning, they told me they was gonna do this at 5, but they came in my room about 3 o'clock. They said they getting you ready early. Like, damn, everything was a big rush to do this shit. Like I'm finna die tomorrow or something, you know. Yeah. And they said, we ain't gonna take you at 5. We're gonna take you at 3. I said, well, my wife coming up at 5. She wanted to be in there. And said, man, we got to take you now. Pew! They shoot me in the thing, and they said, well, we ain't gonna put you out because we don't put people out because they don't like to wake up, you know. And you know, anything can happen when you're having a surgery, man. You could, if your heart stopped, we got to pump you back and do. They said, do you want us to do that? Because I had to sign a document giving them consent to keep me alive. I said, man, if you got to keep me alive with them things, keep me alive. Whatever you got to do, keep me alive. They said, do you want blood have you ever had a blood transfusion? I said, no. They said, well, if all the blood run out because we got to cut your main artery, what if all your blood run out? Do you want us to keep you alive with the trans? I said, hell yeah, man, just keep me alive. Whatever y'all got to do, keep me alive, keep me alive.
Don't even worry about the blood count. Just give me blood. Yeah.
Right. So mind you, dog, that's about 4 doctors I done seen that came in there and told me that my thing is floppy and my middle artery they gotta have to do. And so they went in and they laid me on this machine, and I can look at the TV and see what they doing. Right. So they got my arm over here, man. I see them pull out this long ass shit, look like a hanger that you finna go in the car. Remember we used to make the hanger long and get in the car and shit, do it. And I seen him over there. He was doing like this in my arm, but I can't see the arm, but I can see it on the screen. And I'm like, is he ever gonna stop putting this motherfucker in my arm? This nigga, he's just doing like this, and the motherfucker going through my arm, up through my heart, up through my, and I can see it going with the, and I can see my arteries and shit, they blowing, and I can see when it go this way, when my blood go in and it go out, in. And my arteries, I can see them blowing like this, doing stuff like that, right? So I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, damn, well, I'm looking, and so I'm a little groggy because the medication they gave me just numbed the inside of me. It didn't numb the outside of me. I could see. Yeah. And so they said, all right, man. They worked on me for about an hour. I asked them how long it was gonna take. They said, well, the procedure take about an hour, but if they got to go in with the stent and do the thing, probably take about 2-3 more hours. So you probably gonna be down here about 4-5 hours. I'm like, okay. So they went in there for about an hour, man, and sent me back to my room. They said the doctor gonna be in to talk to you in a minute. And listen, so remember the dude that said it was the middle artery? It's the middle artery. I know it's the middle one. We're gonna have to go in there. He didn't come back. You know, he didn't come. They sent another doctor in there to me. They sent another doctor in there, and the doctor came in and said, we couldn't find anything. We couldn't find anything. Matter of fact, you got the youngest arteries we ever seen. We never seen young arteries blowing healthy, and they was healthy and plump and full. I mean, we never seen young arteries like that. I said, y'all don't see all that cocaine and grits and eggs and hog mugs and all the shit I've been eating my whole life? Nope. You had the cleanest arteries we ever seen. You're not dying from clogged arteries. I'm like, look at God. God fixed all that shit. What about the floppy ears and shit y'all seen? Y'all? What about all? There's nothing wrong. And then they said, maybe you had a cramp. Bitch, a cramp? You think I don't know? So, so listen, man. So God, overnight, all them floppy ears was gone. Everything that they said was clogged up is gone. I thought y'all was gonna do the middle artery thing, the most important one. I thought that was all that shit gone. As a matter of fact, they sent the other doctor in there and he said, well, maybe we don't know. Maybe you had a muscle strain. Or okay, all right.
Well, but did they keep you a whole new? They kept you a whole different night again, just to make sure.
Yeah, I was there 2 nights, 3 days. I was there 2 nights, man. And so listen, man. They changed my medication because they said, well, sometimes if you got high blood pressure for a while, it kind of changed your heart, the way it reacts. So they put me on some different medication. But I need to tell y'all something, man. When you talk to God, man, talk to God because He can fix it. Whatever it is, they couldn't find none of them floppy ear shit in the middle. None of that shit was gone. God told me, He said, don't worry about that. This is what I do. But I need you to know that He can mess with you. But you don't. But you are in control. Whoever you call for, that's who you gonna get. I call on God, and that's who I got. You dig what I'm saying? And I just want y'all to know, man, prayer works. Pray, man. Pray. Now, something big is finna happen because He attacking me.
That part. That part. I want to know
that's how it goes.
That part.
It knows how it goes. See, one of the things is I want people to understand this. What Hank just said, that the enemy attacks.
Yes.
Big Hank is constantly present everywhere around the church, in the neighborhood, and everything. What he's saying is it tried to take him from doing that.
Yes.
From away from. That's twice.
Yes.
And we know that every time there's something major going on with us, and we say this all the time, when the devil's messing, God is blessing. You know?
Yeah.
And hey man, look, Richie King.
Hey, hi, Willette. What's up, Willette? First of all, hey, what's up,
Willette? How you doing,
man? That's my prayer warrior partner over there.
Look,
man. That's
I'm
my
excited. Look, people see you down or whatever, but I'm excited for what God is about to do. He about to blow.
I already know.
He about to blow your wig off.
Yes, sir, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you, me and Roy got some stuff that finna blow up. Roy, I need you to hear. I need you to come when you come next week. I need you to talk to Pastor, man. He told me something yesterday, man, blew my mind, man. So you got to come when you come down here. I need you to talk to Pastor Willette. I know you on your way. Listen, I got that and that's popping. Our show popping. I got my hats finna come out. I'm finna be, man. Listen, everything cracking, and man, he know it. He know it. The devil know it, man. He like, if this nigga ever get a few dollars, I'm gonna be in.
Hey, I'm always saying you can ask
for you.
You can ask it.
He's seen the score.
Yes, sir.
You can ask everybody, man. I've been saying this here a lot lately and stuff, and I do know, the devil been acting up because look here. All right, this is Thursday. So Monday night, Big Hank is ringing in my ear. So I'm saying, let me, because I'm working on the project.
Yeah.
So I end up reach out to a major writer that I know. We were taking classes together, and told him like, hey, look here, because of some of the scenes, he's this white friend of mine, but he is, for real. Me and him had the screenwriting class. This dude's writing was phenomenal. He works for Fox. Yeah. And so I was telling him, I say, man, we got this project, right? So Monday night, it was ringing in my ear to call Big Hank. And I said, you know what? I hit him Tuesday morning because it was like the mid-afternoon around, because you usually work at the church till 1.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, this is when I found you was in the hospital.
Yeah.
You went to the doctor and they kept you. Yeah. Next thing I know, I'm gonna tell you something. Richie King comes on. He lets himself in to say a prayer, man. I'm letting you not, man. That prayer hit everybody.
Yeah.
We prayed our way, but then he came and he calls, but he still is praying the Spirit of God, right?
Yes, sir.
And he got to shaking that feather and everything. And I'm like, okay. So Miss Willette, why your face looking like that? What you doing? You was all like this. I'm just being honest. You was doing something. It was look like you was trying to roll some bacon around hot dogs or something. I don't know. You know, don't give me the. What's up, Miss Cynthia? Sit back in her thing. Man,
Hank, I'll be trying.
Pray report that you. Hey man,
I want to say thank y'all for the prayers, man. But in all actuality, they really work, y'all. Your prayers really work, man. Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
I never, you know, with me, and for us, you know, to come on, because God said, if you're ashamed of us, I'll be ashamed of you. If you're ashamed of him, I'll be ashamed of you. But if you speak out, and we constantly on this World Wide Web. This is World Wide Web. Just because we see the same thing. A lot of people checks in, talks about it. Some people just scared to say things, you know, they think that we might clown what they say, or, you know, don't want to look like they sound stupid or something. But I tell people, me and Big Hank created this so people can have something to say. We used to have different celebrities and stuff, but now we've been like, let's have a conversation with people. And when situations like that, Big Hank and stuff, you know, because none of us exempt. None of us exempt to health situations, to problems. You know, I was listening to Marvin Gaye, and he said, we can't avoid taxes, death, and trouble. You know, and but we know that
we all take health for granted until it's your health.
Yes. Yeah. And that part.
That part right there.
Yeah, that part like, man, the homie just had a heart attack. Oh man, I hope he be all right. But now, nigga, the homie just, man, I'm gonna pray for him, man. I hope, I'm gonna pray. Yeah. I'm not just gonna hope he be all right. I'm gonna pray for that brother, man.
Yeah.
And it's simple words, dear Father God.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And before I pray, I always had to ask God for forgiveness of sins. I can't just jump in there and be like, yeah, God, I need you. First, I need to come humble to him. That's how I look at it. You know, before I said, Lord, forgive me of my sins. I'm a sinner, you know, and then, you know, ask what I want. You know, the subject and what you was going to talk about, man, Tuesday and today's subject covered over to today is hold up. That part. Hold up. We had said it. It was different. I changed with that part. Okay. Because what it's pertaining to is like we brought up the example, like Tupac said, "I'm not a murderer, but don't push me.
Don't push me, nigga. Yeah, because ain't no telling what's gonna happen if you push me."
Miss Willette came in like, you know, it depends. You messing with my kids or you messing with my family. You're not a murderer, but hold up.
Right. And I'm gonna bust you upside the head. I'm gonna bust you upside the head about my kids.
Yeah. Hey man, so I've been looking at our society, and when the word of God said that man to believe lies before they believe the truth, I looked up and saw all the pictures and stuff of the files that former President Donald Trump had at his house.
Did you see that?
Yeah, now. And what they doing is every time he throws something out in the public, in society, they countering him. First, they want to know, what was the devil's biggest trick is act like he don't exist. That's the biggest trick. They tried to say the FBI planted the information.
Yeah.
Then it was, so then they had the cameras to show that it was. Right. What got me, now this is the part, now we from the streets and we've been caught up on stuff where the FBI and everything would come up on, I seen catch up on my partners on little mundane stuff, right? Even Mayor Omar Bradley of Compton was arrested for 6 months for having too many paper clips and everything. They tried to say that he took too many paper clips out the office and all this stuff. Real literally. You know Omar Bradley, Yeah, he gangster there of Compton, but he got the Olympics there and all that. They couldn't stand that, right? Now, this man, I couldn't understand. I've been putting things together, right? One of his family members, I'm not gonna say his name because he got enough money to where he might can just throw somebody out of bones just to get with one of us. You know what I'm saying? Me, I don't fear me, but mess with one of the ladies or something on the show. But somebody got $2 billion without no what you get an investment for. You know, if we making an investment, investors in you, that means you got an objective to try to obtain, and they gonna get so much. There's no objective.
You said 2 billion or 2 million?
2 billion.
Billion, yeah. Motherfuckers just not handing out $2 billion. I don't care who you are. They don't just do that shit.
And this is where the
paper trail.
This is where the slippery slope come in.
Come on, slippery slope.
His lawyer Rudy.
Yeah.
Their house is across the street from our logo. They had a underground tunnel. So when Rudy was drunk, he was fighting alcoholism or whatever. He was stumbled through this underground tunnel, so he didn't have to go by reporters.
Yeah.
Now, guess what? They done found some of these documents, not only in this room, that the lawyers wrote out. Look, now they saying the lawyers need lawyers. The lawyers signed off and said that they turned in everything. Man, this man had top secret files in his desk. And it ain't no, look, some of the files are so crucial that they had to have people who's already in the Secret Service, FBI, to go get more clearance just to be able to look at some of the paperwork that he had.
Dude.
Now, what's getting me for all these 3-4 years, when he was 16, respect the police, respect the authorities, and all that.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden they want to get rid of the FBI. They sound like the Black Panther Party back in the 70s. For real.
Yeah.
You
I'm gonna take. They basically said we're gonna take our ball. We want to go somewhere else and play. We don't want to play just like that, man. Come on, man. Yeah.
And what's getting me, Big Hank, is that some of the senators are saying that whoever snitched and whoever that person, they don't went to like on the streets where we say snitches get stitches.
And so look, go ahead.
The senators are saying there's a traitor amongst the midst. They call him a traitor.
Come on, man.
To the United States.
Come on, man. And they talk about us being hoodlums and thugs. Where we get it from? Where we learned it from? Come on, man.
This stuff look like mafia. They don't have nothing on my man Scarface. This stuff looks gangster mafia. When the man can say, you know what? Some people was worried about their names being put in broken out now because they scared that a mob is gonna come get them.
I was thinking the same thing.
What's that? What? Man, they be chatting on the side, you know how they chit-chatting and stuff.
I think they talking about me, man. I think they talking about me.
No, they be all like it about me. They be confident on me, Big Hank. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Since I got everybody together, it's been a while since I got all three together.
All of them.
Oh, he talking about that freeze.
I got frozen.
And we was clowning.
And, happened to Cynthia. Man.
That was Hank. That was Brother Hank. He said it.
But y'all too. Y'all was on there too.
You left us. You left us on the edge of our seat, nigga. We was all like, is that nigga froze?
I'm coming to a point.
We was all on the edge of our seat, nigga. We was all on the edge of our seat that day. We was waiting like, nigga, you just froze.
He said, I'll get to the point. I promise you, I'll get to the point. Freeze.
And we was waiting, nigga. We was waiting right there. And then your ass froze, man. And that was like the most hilarious shit ever. I couldn't believe it.
No, man, I heard that video. Everybody
loved that part. Everybody loved that part.
They wicked. I was laughing like I had to watch it 3 or 4 times.
The Secret Service closed your ass off that day, nigga. They was like, no, sir, bam.
Hey, it was that church, man. The church. because I still been on them, man. And so for real, over 110 years of the same literacy, and they constantly got us looking at the white folks. It's been, yes, they have a big part in this, but guess what? It be those sitting in there looking just like us, giving them the answer. Like, I never had a vote for, do I want to be called African American? Did y'all get a vote list for that?
Nope.
To be called African Americans?
No.
I didn't get no vote for that. I didn't get a vote about affirmative action. A lot of people don't understand about affirmative action. You know, it was developed to bring reparations to blacks to be able to go to school for a minor cause. When the guy who drafted it, they asked him to take out saying Black Americans and put in minorities. That was the only change they did. And that made where other races like Asians, Native Americans, Eastern Indians, even white women can leapfrog over us because they're considered minorities as well. Every time, for real. And Miss Willette supposed to be a evangelist. She's constantly doing some little shrewd stuff on the side there and stuff. I be looking at your face. You tell on yourself. I can't do no.
You told on yourself. You told on yourself.
Yeah. If you don't stop.
She'll tell on herself. You can tell you're doing something with
right, but you don't. But you're supposed to let the show flow. You ain't supposed to do all of that.
Oh, you're gonna tell me what to do on the Roy Anthony show?
The Roy Anthony show.
Here we go.
I tell you, my mother say, some people got more nerves than a toothache, don't they?
Don't they? Don't they?
Hey, listen, man. Y'all can't have no quarrel on TV like this. Listen, what happened to Donald Trump, man? Donald Trump. Remember we was on Donald Trump? Remember Donald Trump got busted? We was talking about him. Let's get back on him.
I think Willette got some of them secret files at her house. So, yeah.
Willette, you can mess him up. I don't know what you did to my you done messed my nigga.
That way you can testify to them and get them to change their lives.
Hey,
you messed that nigga up. I don't know what you gave that nigga. What you gave that nigga. I don't know what you gave that nigga.
Clearance to look at that. Also, you about to hear boop, 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 boop. Yeah, man, we understand you got some folders here. No. Oh, but I will give you advice about the Lord. Let me tell you about the Lord. So I'm gonna bring the people there to you for real. You know, it's a trip because we left off. Hey, we left off Tuesday about her book, and I'm still been on that.
Good.
Getting stopping your vision for another man's baby. I was gonna say it the way
stop doing that. You gotta stop doing that, man. Stop doing that. Stop stopping your vision for another nigga's baby. Don't do that shit, man. What you doing that for?
Why you not in the middle of your screen?
Why you all up in my
like you leaning towards the side? I keep thinking you trying to whisper something to Cynthia. I keep thinking you about to whisper something to Cynthia, like, hey. I'm like, let's take it from the bar.
Hey, let's take a station break. Let's take a 30-minute station break, man, so y'all can get this shit out.
I do something.
Y'all can't be quarreling on TV, man. Y'all can't quarrel on
TV. With her. It's a conversation. It ain't gonna be no confrontation.
I don't know what Willette, I don't know what you did to my nigga, man. What you just slid my nigga, gave my nigga, man, with that. You just gave my nigga something. I don't know what you did.
I ain't been messing with
what you gave this nigga. Nigga said he said he ain't gonna own up to that.
She just told me, she said, hey, we need to move on. Which one of y'all voted for former President Donald Trump? You don't have to look like that. She gave a look.
No, because we think you're the only one that voted for him. We think you're the only one.
I didn't vote for him or Clinton. I wrote in Bernie Sanders.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. Cannabis.
I wrote in the Godfather of Cannabis legalization.
And if I'd have knew that nigga was on the cannabis tip then, I'd have voted for his ass too. Shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was on that.
Yeah, they kept it as a big secret. He is the first one that brought up for any of the states to become legal because of Bernie Sanders. He made
that's what's up.
World where we sit up here and let all this is how he put it though. Let all the gangsters make the money off of it. And, you know, and so I'm like, what's up? Y'all two are the ones. Y'all laughing about something. Big Hank and Willette. What y'all laughing about?
I'm laughing. I ain't laughing at nothing, but I'm over here laughing. If I am laughing, I'm laughing at what you talking about because you keep talking about Willette.
Even Cynthia's looking at Willette.
Every time we start talking about Donald Trump, you say Willette doing something. Like, I was trying to see.
I think they in cahoots, man. Because every time I mention his name, she busts out laughing like she knows something, and I don't know. And I'm trying to feel insecure about my research. You got something planned?
My face hurt. My face hurt.
I can feel my face when I'm with you.
Oh my God.
But look here. I'm looking at our society. I'm looking at the people we constantly looking up to. And I'm like, this seems like a lot of mess. I think that somebody said that when they raided his office that they just started World War III. And
you might be right. That might be a correct statement.
And
because he keeps saying that what the FBI is doing is fraudulent and wrong, but the FBI is showing everybody that look what the fuck he got. Look at this shit he got.
Man,
come on, man. Ain't nobody supposed to have them classified documents, and it ain't nothing in the world that Trump can say to us, that people that know that, hey man, somebody put them in my briefcase and they ended up at my house. I don't know how they got in my house like that. There ain't no way you can say that. And how you just got $2 billion all of a sudden since you done had these things in your possession.
Yes,
and we don't know where the $2 billion came. We don't know where the $2 billion it came from. And you got $2 billion worth of documents right here.
More than that.
Way more than that. Way more than that.
$2 billion for a third world country.
Come on, man.
$2 billion for someone like for real.
These are documents documents that protect the United States of America.
Yeah. And what's got me is that his lawyers is not supposed to look at the stuff. They don't have presidential freedom. Look, man, they got that stuff now. Let me tell you something. We went to visit the White House and we went just to take a stapler off of somebody's desk. You're going to jail. Now, the top documents, and what gets me is all them people went to jail and stuff. They didn't give them no pardon. I'm trying to figure out why do all the senators need pardons, was asking for pardons. And so if you only ask for a pardon unless you're guilty.
You did something wrong.
They was trying to get pardons before they did something.
Shit.
And Lindsey Graham says, I don't know who voted for him. He goes back and forth. When the January 16th, he said, all right, the gig is up. Now he's saying other stuff. He goes back and forth, man. And it's like, who's voting for these people?
Man.
All the people that he done picked is about to lose. Now he's mad at McConnell. Mitch McConnell, he called his wife crazy. He attacked people, and we didn't see this coming.
No, we didn't see none of this coming. No, we didn't see none of this coming.
Before the politics, I liked him when he was remember he started the USFL football team. We wouldn't have a lot of black coaches in the NFL today. He used to promote a lot of boxing when I was a kid. And then I remember I wanted to go to the Trump to the casino in Jersey City. Atlantic City. It seemed like he blew that up and stuff. And then all of a sudden, that Apprentice, I used to watch that faithfully. You fired. I'm like, yeah. But now I didn't know it was going to be so much division. But then again, Make America Great Again was based on 1956.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
What was you doing in 1956, Cynthia? Oh, she was on mute. What was you doing in 1956, Willette?
I wasn't born or thought about.
Okay, so now, how was your family stuff that you heard? You got a good relationship with your parents. What was 1956 like, or the 1950s?
It was different for each one because my dad was 40. They was here in Venice, so they just worked hard. Just worked really hard.
See,
did you say Venice? Did you say they was in Venice?
Yeah, my family from Venice and Santa Monica.
Okay, all right. Okay, they had a little money over there. Yeah, Santa Monica was like the Black Wall Street of. Yeah, like the Black Wall Street in LA, man. And you couldn't go over there. The regular niggas couldn't go over there. Regular niggas couldn't go over there where they was at.
Hey, Tuesday.
On the real. On the real.
Cynthia Joyce Tuesday said, like the same, we was talking about superstitions, and how she said, you step on a crack, you break your mama's back. And Miss Willette said she had never heard of that. And I said,
no, they didn't do that stuff up there where they was at. They was not doing none of that ghetto shit.
In West Hollywood,
you couldn't do no ghetto shit up in Santa Monica over there and it was they had it cracking over there though. They had the debutante balls and all that kind of shit. All that shit was going on over there. They was really doing it.
Brother Hank,
yes, ma'am.
You just went with him and turned this all back around?
No. My homeboy who I went to SC with in Santa Monica, he grew up in Santa Monica, and his mom and them had all the hookup. I'm talking about houses with boats and everything. They still got all that stuff. You dig what I'm saying?
I was born in Santa Monica. My grandmother lived in Santa Monica. My great grandmother lived in Santa Monica, but I grew up in West Hollywood.
Woo. Okay.
West Hollywood is that
I'm gonna give you all your credit. I'm gonna give you all your credit, man. I'm gonna give you all. When the first time you smoked some weed? When the first time you smoked some weed?
29.
That's about right. Y'all to get introduced to none of that shit back here. Y'all to get introduced to none of the shit we had back on the ghetto.
In West Hollywood, my mother used to grow it in the garage.
Yeah, I got you. Yes, ma'am. That's right.
Tell it to Brad Pitt and Matt Damon and them.
Come on, man. And look, I met Charlie Sheen and his brothers. All that. They live in Santa Monica over there in that rich area over there. My boy used to take me over there. We used to do the little cocaine. Charlie Sheen, his brother, his daddy, all that. I met all of them over there, man. I used to hang out with them a little bit over there in the Santa Monica area.
Hey, Charlie Sheen had so much money, they put him on house arrest. So he put his car inside the house and drove it around. I said, wow.
Yeah, but I give you props, Willette. I know a little bit about that over there, man. I know you come from money, man. That's a good thing. No, I like that. I like that.
She just laughs. She
laughs.
Man. I said that too. She didn't, Cynthia Joy. That there's no broken cracks in her sidewalk because she had never heard of step on the back, break your mama's back.
No, not over there.
That's what I said.
They sidewalks is fixed. Up. They don't even have no cracks.
See the street be shining at night with all of those sparkling. I was like, was it diamond in the streets here?
I think they got different colored trash cans too. They got the white. I think
no, you brought this on yourself, Miss Willette.
I gotta bring it on myself.
I love Willette, man. That's my sister, man.
I gotta bring it on myself, bro.
Look here. She came in Tuesday. She came in like this on me and stuff like, wow. I said, oh, okay. And so I understand that you're getting baptized this coming week, Miss Willette.
I have to meet the pastor on the 7th.
No, I said this coming week. I didn't say what date you was getting. I know you got a schedule and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Now, let me ask you a question. What would prevent you from getting baptized?
If God say different, if he changed the plans,
okay.
You gotta go with whatever he say.
That's fair enough.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, Brother Hank?
That's about right. That's the only one who could change it, man. That's the only one who could change it.
Man, yeah. I know I tease and I be an advocate on the thing. You know, I always like to try to ask questions because we all don't, you know, we all agree in God's spirit, you know, but sometimes you got to be, I try to be an advocate sometimes to push the envelope. Have to be, because that's only how you're going to see.
You pushed the whole stationery store.
See, you could have left it. See why we keep talking? I ain't pushing no stationery store. I pushed the envelope. Nah, she got me pressing the measuring tape and the stamps and everything.
So you pushed the whole staple store, nigga. You just pushed the whole staple.
Hey, now we talking about staples. I gotta bring this up, okay? A week before preseason.
Oh yeah, we on.
My Raiders. I've been wearing my Raiders hat. I have
Yes,
not.
sir.
We are first time in. I know we 4-0 in preseason.
4-0. 4-0 preseason. Looking good.
Yes. And so
and ain't put none of the starters in the game.
Ain't put none of them in. That's our and whipping everybody. So that's called momentum.
What's up, sis?
Now that's why I be sitting up here. Let me take him down until he comes back up and stuff. And I was thinking about some of the superstitions and some of the stuff, right? Like I was thinking about y'all books, both of y'all books, and I know Big Hank probably would know this. Oh, he ain't back yet. I'll just leave him up. In jail, they would tell people to don't start a new book if you know you're about to get out, because they said you're gonna come back in again to finish that book.
Wow.
And
that's deep.
It's been reported that some guys went
deep,
back.
Ain't it, Cynthia?
Have you heard that, Cynthia? Cynthia's from.
You heard of that before?
I ain't heard of it. No.
Oh.
They'll say
that's deep.
Don't start a book, and when you left, don't look back. Now, when you don't spend time at a such, remember Lot's wife?
Mm-hmm. She turned back.
She looked back
and turned to a pillar.
It is because the instructions was don't look back. You've been in that situation so long, man. That's a struggle. Is it something that you say, I'm gonna look back, or I shouldn't have looked back, and you did? Y'all nodding their head. Nobody can't see your head. I know Cynthia's talking with somebody. Go ahead. I'm listening to you. Is it something that you look back and didn't, and know you shouldn't have looked back? It could have not been physically. It could have been like an old relationship. Something like you said, I ain't going back. Hold up. That part. That's the subject. Have you ever been with someone and you say, you know what, this relationship ain't right, but you went on back to it anyway?
Mm-hmm. Sure did, and regretted it.
I'm just shooting the wind because I ain't never did that.
And regretted it.
You did?
Heck yeah.
Did you do? Have you been through that, Cynthia, too?
Not with a relationship, but with choices I made in life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I look back and regretted things.
Mm-hmm.
And now you would say, if you was to have that same situation in front of you, you basically say, hold up. That part. Now I can't do this again.
Everything happens for a reason, so ain't no need to go backwards. We're going forward. So that's where I'm at now. After making the mistakes I've made and I've felt that regret. Now, if the same situation came in my presence now, I would accept it head on and go forward with whatever it is that's meant for me.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's meant for you if you keep going backwards and you keep falling because you keep tripping yourself going backwards instead of going forward.
Yeah, if you're gonna fall, if you want to trip, you want to be tripping forward, not back. Because I know the word of God say that a wise man falls 7 times and still gets back up, but it doesn't look like he's going backwards. He's like he's going forward. Now, Miss Willette, you said you was you went back to a relationship or something. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? I mean,
so I went back. I was married for almost 20 years, and our divorce wasn't final, and I went back to it, and shouldn't have never went back. Shouldn't have never stayed in it for 20 years, but learned a lot. during that time, I had to go back and forgive him, forgive myself, and look at my old self and see why I was in that situation, and then why did I go back in that situation.
Well, it sounded like you was just a loyal person. You seem like you could be loyal. I haven't met Miss Willette in person yet, but you know, I can be able to tell by the aura or something. You know.
I think most of the time people go backwards because they think something's gonna change.
Yeah.
Or something have changed.
Oh, speak on it. You just touched my soul with that. Say that again.
People go backwards because they think either the thing have changed or the person has changed. Circumstances don't just change though. And you got to look within yourself for the change.
You sound like me.
Backwards.
I sometimes say a leopard don't change their spots overnight.
But you know what? That person that I went back to, he wasn't treating me the same way when I came back. He had more respect for me when I came back, but it was me and my son that went back, and they were really close before we left, before they were partners. But then when we went back, he turned the negative stuff towards our son. That energy that he had against me, but he had the utmost respect for me the second time around. But for him, it was like it wasn't like he was jealous of him. Everything our son did, he was jealous. Our son was, he took all the AP classes, trigonometry, biology, all the straight A's, worked, was going to get ready for college, paid for his own license and training in school. But yet his dad was jealous of all that. And so he turned that energy, that negative energy he had before to him.
Yeah.
Wow. It sounds like was
people do stuff because
somebody was jealous of their son. Did I hear that?
But she was talking about her.
My ex-husband was jealous.
Is that possible? Is that possible?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So it was before they used to be really partners and stuff. But what happens is if you're weak right here, and if what happened was they're named the same, so they'll be like, my son's name is Ricardo because my mother-in-law liked I Love Lucy.
Oh, Lucy.
but you would have to be in competition with your son for you to feel inferior to your son, and you shouldn't be in competition with your son. I never heard of that shit before.
Yeah, but he was, and so he would always try to make our son fall. Like when he was trying to do his driving test, he would.
You sound like he sound like the father was the guy from like the 5 Heartbeats. Remember when he was walking home and he's like, I ain't shit because he ain't. You remember that guy?
Yeah. I don't remember that guy, but I remember some shit like that.
On the 5 Heartbeats, he was coming home from seeing his girlfriend, and they was sitting on the stoop, and he was like, I ain't shit. What she said, why you give him such a hard time, Henry? Like, I ain't shit, and he ain't. But I think that was
Roy, you know that's a gift, man. Do you know you got a gift? That's a gift, Roy.
What's that?
Nigga, nobody remember. I mean, and not so much imitate, but remembering line for line shit that you seen in the movie. That's a gift.
I'm constantly.
That's a gift. He got a photogenic memory.
That's a gift.
I'm talking about government secrets. You use my last name, how you tell them my government secrets. No, I'm just messing with you, man.
You need to give me a list of what I can say and what I can't say.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Do you find it hard to be in a relationship if you believing in Christ and your other spouse isn't? Because you just said some things that was shocking to me when I first heard it. Now I can see from Hank's reaction. It's just when a father is jealous of his son, you know.
No way.
But I can even mess it up even more because that's the history that I have with my mother. My mother is always jealous and competitive with me. Like if you say me and my mother go do something together, and you get to know me and my mother, and say if you say and I'm not there one day, and you be like, oh, your daughter is so wonderful, she's nice, she this and that, you just put a target on my back. And that was the same way it was with his dad. Like people will say he's going to college, he's doing this, he's doing that. So that made him worse on our son because then he couldn't
see it as a point of like, here's my, You know, like just seeing my son graduate.
That's a point of adoration or something. That's what we that's crazy to me. I can't
low
get
self-esteem for real. Like, let me ask you a question, Miss Willette. You said something about you and your moms. Is it now? I don't want to get in your business out in the world and stuff.
No.
But I found that some people in families go through it because of the skin complexion.
Oh, lighter skin and darker skin. I've seen
yes. At the Miss Willette, we was talking one day, and her, if she don't mind me saying, her mother and her sister is kind of dark skinned.
Okay.
And that generation, when I was a kid, I was the darkest in my household. And they would always say stuff like, "Black get back, like you all right." I would hear stuff like that for real.
I never.
Black get back, black get back, man, and like you all right.
I was called every dark name you can think. I didn't know what a Smith apron was until I got older.
A Smith apron?
Yeah, it was like, you black Smith apron. And when I got older, I found out the dude who's in the cowboy days, who's working on the horseshoes, that thing he wears that's all black, is a Smith apron.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I'm amazed how can a parent be jealous of a child? Now, is he?
It's a lot. It's a lot of people out there like that.
Let me ask you, Miss Willette, because sometimes mothers can't understand the way fathers operate. You know, I'm not saying he was right or wrong. Just if you bear with me, fathers and mothers have a different way of sometimes how they raise their children. You know, mothers are a little bit more emotional, and fathers are a little bit kind of like laid back, chill, right? I mean, you know, not saying chill, but they have a different way of disciplining, you know, than the mother.
They're aggressive and we nurturers.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's what Mama used to say. Wait till your daddy get home, nigga. Wait till your daddy get home.
Wait till your daddy
you gonna get
until your daddy get. Wait.
My mother wasn't gonna say that because then I would never got a butt whooping because my dad didn't.
Oh, my bad. My bad, Roy. My bad, Roy. My bad.
My mother was just. I wish I was waiting for my dad because
because my mother was crazy.
She had to do it as a man, and she got my attention too. She had to put it in double for it. She was like, I probably hit you like this if I was a woman, but I'm gonna hit you like that because I got to be the man too. You know, see, some of us don't understand. You have a single parent. Sometimes that single parent acts as the mother and the dad.
Look, let's be clear though, Roy, because I had both of my parents, but my daddy didn't do the discipline. My mama did the discipline.
Well, yeah, that's usually one.
Right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Over you with that, but let me ask a question. No, Miss Willette, if you think that he was jealous, how is it that I'm assuming that your son is flourishing, right? So you don't think that, you know, not looking at it from a mother's standpoint, but from the father's standpoint, that since he isn't in that life, that him being hard would make his son, because that's what the dude on 5 Heartbeats, when my man finally went to sing and he was like, you, and everybody was like, hey, and the lady was twisted up. His father was proud of him. So
he proud of him now, but it was something that they had to get through because, and the reason why they made it, one, because I've been in ministry for a while. 2, I'm a coach for young people. So I fought for my son. So I seen the spiritual warfare that was coming in, and I know it had something to do with the spirit. So it was to the fact that I knew that I couldn't even work the last year of high school for my son.
You know, when I lean back like this,
I couldn't
lean back like this, Willette,
I couldn't even work the last year of high school because they would get into it so much. And so I knew that one day my son was coming home from school, and I knew his dad was about to get on his case for nothing. I asked him to meet me somewhere. I said, meet me such and such when you come home from school. He was like, he thought we was going to Wingstop. I said, no, meet me such a where. I printed up some coupons, and he was 18. I took him to the Chuck E. Cheese just to hang out and just to have some fun, to come back to warfare.
Now I say something though, you know, you see me lean back because you said like, you know, sometimes I've seen where the ladies kind to regulate how the men supposed to discipline the kids.
That's what it was.
Because what I'm saying is the end results is that your son don't seem like he got low self-esteem and quit everything. It seemed like it pushed him more. Now
it pushed him more because when I seen that what his dad couldn't give him, he didn't have.
No. What I'm getting at is you take yourself out the equation because you keep saying, you know, I hear from you. You're a responsible mom, so I hear that. But sometimes men can reach men in a certain way that when in this society, we hear from moms all the time, seem like, or someone's mom. I was just saying is, do you think, not trying to make this that his teaching him was kind of helping him to say, like, look at me, because now they got a cool relationship and your son did accomplish the situation.
So I can explain to you why that happened. So why that happened was, and I didn't want to bring this point in because I didn't want him to look bad, but he was on disabilities ever since he was 30-something years old and drank all the time and smoked weed all day long and didn't work. And then what was threatened with him was our son going to college and everything else. That's where the jealousy came in.
So you felt like you were saying that he felt like my son is a better man than I'm going to be?
I can't tell you how he thought, but that's how he acted.
His actions were.
Yes.
Wow. That's
I didn't want to say that part because I didn't want to make him look that bad. You know,
I don't think you can make him look no worse than you said that he was jealous of his own kid.
Yeah, true.
There's nothing that to me that explained, you know, you kind of cleaned it up and I understand. Yeah. And with that going on, how do you know, I'm not trying to focus on you, but it just seems like you're probably saying some stuff that some other people needs to hear. Because you said you stuck in this for 20 years and you seem like that was something you should have never did. And you went back and you felt like, you know, it didn't. But a lot of kids don't have both their parents. No matter if one is negative or whatever, a lot of these kids, because I don't know what it is to say, my mother say, go ask your dad. Or something, you know, I didn't get that opportunity. So sometimes I'm not pushing the envelope or nothing. I really am acquiring. I'm pretty sure other people is saying it too. Because sometimes it seems like Big Hank, I was surprised. And once again, here's a man in the picture, but the mother is the one who pushes it again.
Mother was what?
What Miss Willette said, she was pushing her son to accomplish than what the dad was. You know, right. And it amazes me. You know, I've never heard of that myself, of somebody being jealous of their kids. Have you heard that, Cynthia Joy, before?
I heard of it, but I wouldn't say necessarily jealous of their kids. I heard of people being jealous of the love that their child received over what they receive. They expect to get the same love, and it's not the same love.
Oh,
parents love their kids differently than they love their mate. So they shouldn't expect the same type of love. But I've seen people get upset because they didn't get the same love that those kids received.
Yeah.
And you know, you just brought up a subject though, Cynthia, right there. We ain't gonna be on too long, but you just said something. Where does love be measured? Like when I hear a spiritual, like we've heard agape love. That's unconditionally. I'm gonna love you regardless. You mean to tell me that there's different levels of love for the babies, baby spouse, than the kids? Then what about your own mother then, and your own your
you gonna still love as much as you love your mother, you gonna still love your kids differently than you love your mother.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's something you carry. That's a part of you.
Yeah,
it's a whole different. I don't want to say
it's a different love. You're right. It's a different love.
Yeah, it's different.
Because I gotta feel like I got love for my mother and my kids like the same. Because I would jumping from a bullet for them, my mom's and my kids.
Right. But I don't know. I think the level
You think
of
this
that
is
love
more
changes.
emotional? This is a women feeling where men don't feel the same way. I'm just saying.
But that part I don't agree with, because they say
Yeah.
women and men are so different, but technically we're not.
No, I'm just talking about emotionally.
I'm talking about emotions too. We just show ours more. Y'all are very emotional. You
Y'all
just
are
don't
very
show it on
emotional.
the outside because the world has set you up to say you're a man and you cannot show those emotions.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
now men have programmed themselves not to be.
Oh, I ain't never programmed myself. I just don't.
You did it. You did it subconsciously without even knowing because of what society had already taught you as a man.
You sound like them one people be talking about men need to find their femininity side. There is no femininity side.
But you don't have to find it because it already exists. You cry for your mama, you'll cry for your kids.
Cynthia, I'm glad you could say it because
but that's not being feminine. Crying ain't got nothing to do with being feminine. That don't got nothing to do with being feminine.
But that's what society
I cry like
has
a man. You cry like a that ain't got nothing to do with being feminine.
That's what
But got something to do with when you start snapping your fingers and shit. That's when you getting feminine. But we don't got to do. Niggas don't do all that shit. That's what we don't do all that shit.
They do that head movement.
We don't do all that. We don't get all that.
That don't change you having feelings, whether you're doing all this.
Let me ask you a question.
Don't change.
Now, all four of us.
Let's keep going, Cynthia, because
now we got kids. All four of us. See, there you go.
Look, I'm just messing with you.
Who you gonna be in trouble with? Let me hear you going. Who's gonna be in
you
trouble?
You would say something.
Oh, see, you pick, and then you want to be like, I'm innocent. Let me ask y'all a question, the ladies. Now I know men, because they say, men are more not emotional like the ladies.
What I do to them?
If y'all give $20, let's say, for instance, all four of us got $20, and we watching 5 kids apiece. Yeah. Now, I seen this equation. That tripped me out because I was one of those. If I got 5 kids and I got $20 and I got only 4 hot dogs, then I'm like, let me go over here to McDonald's and get something for all these babies.
You put the fries with the hot dogs that you get.
But I seen the ladies don't spend the 20, but cut the hot dogs up into pork and beans and call the beanie weenies, and they all ate. And I said, why didn't I think of that?
Yes, sir.
Now I only got $3.75 in my pocket because I broke them a 20 because Happy Meals went up like a mother. But the lady kept their monies.
So what you want to know, how we become so creative?
Oh, wait a minute. No, because I want to see is how did you think like that if we supposed to be so much in common?
Well, first of all, you got to remember there's a balance. So what women lack, men make up, and vice versa. So that's where that part comes in. That part.
But it ain't just that part. All that part go with the other part too. Shit, that's what we are. That's why we are different. Because you can get right. That's how it goes.
To be like that. But it seemed like you had the female finger sticking out a little bit more when you did your hand like that. Be like, this is a woman, this is a man. We sit like this. But you know what? When you said that, the saying that came to my head. What came first? The chicken or the egg?
I promise it ain't me. I didn't do it.
When Cynthia said something, I'm like, who came first, the chicken or the egg?
But listen.
Serious? You be like, yeah.
Look, but we are different because at the beginning, God said everything is good except one thing. It ain't good. Man ain't supposed to be by itself. Cause man kept looking at he listened to the gorillas over there making all that noise. He like, what them gorillas? They doing something. I want to make some noise like they making. I want to do what them gorillas over there doing. They over there, they like, that nigga like, that ain't no regular gorilla noise. That's some different gorilla. He doing something over there.
And he can sense it. He up here like, man, I gotta stop shooting on these damn palm leaves.
Quit grabbing on this mother. God, give me something to stop grabbing on this mother so much.
Look, he's shooting dice.
He was hitting that mother. So
and ladies,
so God said, yeah. So for man to be whole, he had to make something so man could be whole. So so it go together.
You know what, Hank? Close your eyes.
No,
come
look
back,
here.
try again.
Wait. I'm looking at.
Y'all gotta be on the
be whole. You did. Willette did like this. Willette did like this. I did like this. Yeah, that's really how it go. That's how it go right now.
Hey, well, you doing more of the woman than the man and all that stuff. When he said I did the fingers wrong.
He just in there. It just fit like that. It fit like that. That's how it fit.
Me personally, I just feel like we can't be that different if we was all made in his image.
That part.
Oh, well, you got one more rib than we do. You know you got an extra rib, right?
You said what?
You know y'all got an extra rib. We have a rib missing.
You know what?
No, that's the truth. Look in your thing. He took a rib so he can make y'all. See, he made us from dirt. So y'all should be, when y'all die, y'all should go back rib to rib. We go just to dust. Y'all should go back.
I start feeling. I'm like, nigga, 1, 2, 3. I'm counting mine, nigga. Am I missing one?
Yeah, we weren't real short of the ladies. So, hey, look. When they say when men die, it says dust to dust. I think
ash to dust to dust.
Rib to Mac rib or something. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sick of
it. You know what's funny?
Come back into me.
Look, y'all be talking about my eyes, but do you be looking at Roy's eyes when he be serious?
Girl.
Oh yeah, when that nigga get serious. Oh
yeah. You know what? It's interesting because I love hearing other people talking.
He hit the nigga with that. He hit the nigga with that little rascal. That nigga. He be looking like Stymie over there. Nigga be like, nigga do the Stymie on a nigga.
Well, Cynthia got me because she said all of us close our eyes and see if we sound any different.
What?
I'm gonna know that big Hank over here to the bottom. Right?
And you sound like you're getting too close to me. Move away. Get back. Don't come over here. Ooh, get close sound like you trying to get me. Cynthia tried to rob us, cuz she was trying to rob us on the low. Nigga, close your eyes and see if you can see me, nigga. Wait a minute. Yeah. My wallet missing.
Oh my gosh.
And what got me became when you was last time we was talking about marijuana, and I asked her how does she deal with transferring marijuana from one state to another state if you had to go between illegal states. You should have seen her face.
He gonna ask me that.
She's like, what?
Willette know. Shit, she had to drive some of her mama stuff over to the other side.
No.
Mama say, take that over on the other side of Hollywood for me. Don't, we just on this side of Hollywood on the west.
And and you know what gets is that all of us now. Oh, Christina said, "Hey, y'all."
Hey, Christina.
Hey, sis.
Proud of you, sis.
Yeah, keep doing your thing.
Yeah, and so and that's the main thing too, and stuff. Sometimes I tell people it's never over till it's sometimes you got to do a step back and then reevaluate and then come back through.
Because God will do this, he'll pull you all the way to the back. So he's like,
why your fingers had to look like that? You look like that lady on Color Purple. Oh, I thought you was throwing like ain't nothing gonna come right. I thought you was doing pulling something. I see you. I see.
Pull it back.
Okay.
Sometimes God has to pull you back and take you back so he can shoot you the furthest you have ever been.
Oh, see, you didn't let her finish, Roy. You didn't let her finish. He pulled it back and then let that motherfucker go.
I just seen her fingers.
Yeah.
But you know what? Miss Willette, I said the same thing. It's like how them little kids' cars, and you pull the car back, and when you let it go, it goes forward real fast. And so, and you know what? I loved our camaraderie, all four for real, and the people coming in and stuff. It's really been helping people. Big Hank, everybody was praying for you, bro.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God. Race, nobody saying anything.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I know me, it's been ever since I announced about my tithing. I've been feeling like I'm on Prudential. I've been feeling comfortable about it. I'm being real. I'm trying to wash my eyes because Miss Willette was teasing me every time I got serious. But
Right.
Hey, is Prudential still big? Is Prudential still big? Because remember they used to have a commercial and everything. They ain't got no. I don't see no Prudential.
I just been using that slogan, but the
They
Lord
still big. I got my life insurance through them. They still
Okay.
good. They
okay.
still Gucci.
But I'm gonna tell you something. Things has been getting I've been getting really blessed on the financially, so we can work on this project.
Yes.
It's a project that we've been working on.
Hank, watch this.
Yeah.
He about to go off on me. Look,
I'll
Hank.
say
So tell him he been blessed because he been rolling with somebody too.
That was the other thing. I was like, Roy Anthony was doing Roy Anthony or came up with the W.
See, look.
She said that my life changed ever since she came on. I set to pay my tithes and all.
Hank.
I know. I told you I don't know what you gave that nigga, but you did something to that nigga. I don't know what you gave that nigga. You did something to him though. I like to see that nigga be smiling. He be up there smiling and everything now. I ain't seen that nigga smile like that in a long time, man.
No, I'm happy to see you back. That's the biggest thing.
He ain't gonna admit it. He ain't gonna admit it.
I just met you. I don't know nobody from Santa Monica and West Hollywood.
I just met you.
Nigga said I just jumped on no cracks. Here it is.
Look,
I'm trying to duck.
And you know when he rolling in that circle, look, he's smiling and rolling in that circle.
Yeah. Hey, I'm grateful to God for all of y'all, for real.
Yes, sir. Love you, man. Love you, Roy.
Yeah, man. Likewise. To see y'all here. Cynthia, Joy, Townsend, incredible. Hey man, we was talking about her Tuesday, giving out the layouts to the young women and young people, period, who wants to go out party. You know, I couldn't understand why women used to go in groups to the bathroom, and listen to what she wrote out. I understand that fully now.
Yes.
Ladies, don't be ashamed. Like, you know, even men. If you go home with somebody, you know, you riding with some fellas and you dropping them off.
I thought you was gonna tell us we had to go to the bathroom together. I was like, no, we ain't gotta go to the bathroom.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if we rolling and I drop you off, it's my duty to let you know I made it back.
And he's serious. He's serious.
You know what I'm saying? And so, if be some women that willing to kidnap me, I probably doesn't go.
They'll bring you back.
Nigga just fall out. Take me then. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Just take me.
It's like, you come with me, I'll probably just faint over.
Ball him back so quick and make your head spin.
I don't know. It depends on how they looking because
unless they gonna bring you back with your clothes on and everything. Here, take this nigga back.
They just regurgitated back. See, look at it. She tries to get her digs underneath and stuff. You see how you do. That's all right. That's all right.
Hey, man, the camaraderie on this show, man, the change since the ladies been on here, man. I want to say, Roy, man, thanks to you for having the insight enough down to see further down the road and see that, hey, we needed this. And then shout out to you ladies for making a commitment, man. I want to thank all y'all, man. I really do, man.
Thank you, Brother Hank, because we get abused by the other one. But anyway, you ain't heard it from me.
You see how
I see the difference, man. It's a big difference.
Now, I was about to give a shout out about your book, but I think I changed my mind.
That's the woman thing, though, that you change your mind.
No.
I got my nigga acting emotional. Y'all got my nigga acting emotional on the show. I don't like that. I don't like that. Got my nigga Roy all emotional on the show.
And they gonna comment. You see how she took a dig? And Big Hank just, hey man, you just getting me on with it.
I don't know how y'all got him all emotional on the show, man.
You know, we wonder why when the pastor go to baptize her, she like, why am I under water so a little bit longer? She gonna hear, Roy, get your hands pushing her down.
Roy emailed the pastor, man, hold her down a little longer, pastor. Hold her down a little longer.
There's a lot of sins tucked around somewhere. Make sure all that's covered.
You see them eyes, Hank?
Hey, God bless y'all for real. I'm hoping that God bless y'all with every step you take, who you go by, family, friends, associates, that they bless as well. You know,
Yes,
and that's
sir.
on real deal. I had so much fun that I looked up, an hour and went by, and
Yes,
we're
sir.
about to get up out of here. Big Hank, it is such, man, a relief to see you
Thank
back
you,
in
boy.
the house.
God bless you, man. Thank you.
And no, nothing. Just see, that's amazing. The stuff just taking off.
Yes, sir.
God.
Nothing.
You know,
That's nothing but God.
That's
writing
him,
them
man.
books, ladies. Y'all keep writing them books. And you know what I'm saying? I'm getting my books, but you know, keep writing them books and people's paying attention to you. I also want to give a shout out. I think I seen Trina coming in on the background, right?
Hey, Trina.
Yeah, love and living life or living.
Yeah. I'm gonna give a shout out to her and your other co-star on the Cynthia show. Man, Big Hank, that she has a good show on Monday afternoon.
Who, Joy?
Yeah.
Joy got a show.
Yeah. And what it
My
is
man.
they are survivors of different mental handicaps, not handicap,
Trauma, just trauma.
physical trauma, just trauma.
He trying.
And
He trying.
see, you see what I'm talking about?
Man, they just helping you out, man. You was finna fuck the whole thing up. They tried to straighten you out. Say just take
She don't
trauma.
get along with
You
dark
try-
skinned people, Big Hank. You gotta understand that about Willette. She don't get along with dark skinned people that well.
Look.
Her people's all dark skinned. They don't get along well too well, for real. Because see, I would have had to work way out in the field. Big Hank, you and I would work way out in the field. Cynthia probably walk a little bit closer. We'd be calling Cynthia for some water, and she would have to call Willette because Willette's all on that for drinking Kool-Aid and everything.
Willette is in there making the food. She like, man, I don't fuck with y'all niggas, man. I don't do none of that shit. I don't go outside.
Samuel Jackson
He's in
doesn't
there
know,
agreeing.
She in there making the food. She in there with
everything.
She in there with Master and all of them up in there making the food.
That's why dark-skinned people have problems with light-skinned folks. All that
To this
in the
day.
house getting Kool-Aid.
That's why my girlfriend gotta be light skinned, and nigga, I'm not. You gotta be able to get me in somewhere. Get me in.
I might have to look at that.
Get me in.
Yeah, I might have to look at that.
I think you're already looking.
Man, I don't know. I don't want to be waking up in the middle of the night with somebody praying and preaching over me and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to get them demons out of you.
Wait till a decent hour of like 10 o'clock in the morning. I just have the feeling it'd be like 2 o'clock in the morning. It'd be like, hey, not today, you not. Not today.
All right,
hey, we out here, y'all. God bless
Peace out.
everyone. Peace
Love
out.
y'all, man.
God
Love
bless
y'all.
Love, man. Love all y'all.
Love.
Hey, is this thing on? Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the